DJ Genesis, Detroit. Truth in the algorithm. Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah, live stream junkie with the mic turned on, breaking down the matrix while the lights stay on. Politics, religion, yeah, we question every claim, while the media playing narratives and shifting every frame. Ancestors speaking through the wisdom of Ifa, cosmic knowledge shining like a distant star. From Detroit to the world on a digital stage, dropping truth bombs every time I hit the page.
Welcome to the channel where the truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed.
Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
Welcome to the channel.
Where the truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed. Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
Debates on fire, got the comments going crazy. Asking questions that the system can't face me. From ancient civilizations to the modern day lies, connecting dots that they hide from the public eye.
Knowledge of self, yeah, the ancestors guide. When the full moon rising for the spiritual tide.
This the place where the truth gets exposed.
Every live stream, another chapter unfolds.
To the channel. Welcome to the channel where the
truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed. Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
What?
DJ Genesis, Detroit. Truth seekers unite. Stay away. Stay questioning.
Welcome. You know what? I keep trying not to do the Trump content. I be trying not to do it. Man, I'll be like, no, I don't want to do it. But honey, the more and more time goes on, I'm like, what is happening? What is happening with this whole thing? So you know what? I first was going to start with this one video I've seen from Japan that I thought was freaking crazy. But you know what? Let's start with this first, because I think that this is probably more valid than the other video I was going to show. I wanted to start off with this video because I'm like, what the fuck? What? Okay, and listen, I'm trying to just live my regular life and, take my kid to regular stuff and pretend like all this is not happening. Watch things about other stuff. Watching about, the HIV rate in Houston and how people are coming back with all looking all crazy. And what is going on with that too? I don't understand why, what is happening? Why are people going down to Houston and just catching STD? What is happening with that? How is that a thing? If you know that people in Houston are having 200,000 people that see, how is that a thing that's still happening? Why is no one saying, oh, well, I'm going to not go to Houston and be hitting it raw? Is it in the air? Is it airborne? Because there's no way that you just have 200,000 people. People go down to Houston and all of a sudden everybody has STDs and HIV and this, that, the other. Are they everybody 200,000 people hitting it raw? It has to be airborne. Something has to be going on. By the way, I did see something where they said that right now there's a whole tick invasion. And ticks create Lyme disease. There's an entire tick invasion coming to America, to a city near you. It's messing up the farms. They said they found boxes of ticks let out in the farms. Ticks that cause Lyme disease, let out, just boxes of it. So imagine you have a farm, you come out to your farm, all of a sudden you see a box there and it is a bunch of ticks being let out into all of your farm stuff. This is what's happening. While all this is happening, everything is going on. You have people in California, I think it's hitting, certain areas. It's a whole tick invasion, which causes Lyme disease. Go look it up. I'm not tripping, but and I'll probably do a whole nother show on that coming up because I thought that was crazy. I'm gonna start having to do my lives where I'm just riding in the car and just talking about stuff because I'm like, and just the stuff that I find on social media. Because I've kind of stopped doing that, but I'm gonna start that up like in the morning, like all the crazy crap I like doom scroll and just find myself just falling into information that I'm like, what? There's a bunch of ticks being let into our farm, like what? Ticks, guys. I mean, and I'm not talking about like a few ticks. I'm like hundreds of thousands of millions of ticks being like just like imagine you're a farmer. They're trying to kill the farmers, guys, with Lyme disease, infect them. I don't know who's doing it. Who is they? I don't know, but I just know this is happening. Okay. I like the car rides. I'm gonna start doing the car rides again, but sometime that my GPS will get to like fighting with me. We're getting hit from all directions. Thank you. Exactly. YLD millennial. Yes. They're trying to hit us on all different levels. And then you have like Iran putting out videos in solidarity with the black people. But honey, if we getting hit with ticks and STDs, and it's like, well, what part of it might be germ warfare from Iran and China and Russia? And what part of this is the American government doing this to us? Who knows? But how in the hell is everybody they go down to Houston, all of a sudden, everybody got an STD? It wasn't that many people fucking like that hardcore down there in Houston. Like really, is everybody just down there just getting it in that hardcore? Or is it airborne? Is there something in the water? I mean, whatever these new STDs, because I've heard there's like some new ringworm you can get just by rubbing up against each other. It seems like it's all kind of wild stuff happening. I listen, my timeline, my feed is disturbing. It's very disturbing. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know who is doing this. It's like we're not like really vocally talking about the war. We're not vocally getting involved with ICE. We're over here mad about FBA and the Ghanaians. They just took reparations and tried to get it, and then they lost it, whatever the heck was going on with that. So we're focused about stuff that got to do with us. But meanwhile, we're being affected in some way by something like that seems to be like, where is this coming from? What's happening here? Right? So they're not getting us on like the ICE level. I mean, they're trying to get rid of birthright citizenship, but then it seems like on the STD level, that's where they're able to have this war, with us, with our, sexuality, trying to get people not to stop screwing right each other, because 200,000 in Houston is a crazy number. Oh, they all went down the spring break and came back 200,000 people. They all got infected with HIV. How? Like, really? Are people that reckless that we're just like out here just getting it in? I remember there was a thing back when I was growing up called Freaknik. Now, I think during Freaknik, people were doing wild stuff, but was 200,000 people getting infected with STDs during Freak? I think Freaknik probably was worse than anything that you could think of in Houston when it comes down to any kind of behavior. They had to shut that whole thing down. It was so bad, right? But I'm like, okay, so people are going to Houston for like the rodeo and the spring break, and they're coming back 200,000 STD'd out. How is this happening? Either it's in the water or like it's in the something. There's no way that many people are that reckless. I'm sorry. I can't wrap my head around this. I just can't believe that people went down to Houston and just was hitting it raw, 200,000 people over like a 2-week period. That to me, it just doesn't sound logical. Another thing that does not sound logical is what just happened after Trump just scared the crap out of everybody. You know what? We're about to we're going to wage this nuclear war on Iran. Then he switched up. He says, you know what? We're not going to do it. We have a ceasefire. Then you have Israel say, bump your ceasefire. We still fixing to do all this. Then Iran said, well, bump that too. And then now they going at it. So let's hear what happens with the ceasefire talks, y'all. which is crazy when I see this. What are we doing? What's happening?
Possibly for
what is happening?
We've been
here?
at it now for 21 hours, and we've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news.
They've been at it for 21 hours trying to have a. So JD Vance is over there trying to make things happen, right? Now Trump said he was on the phone with them, boom, and was able to make a ceasefire happen. JD Vance physically went over there, and guess what? Bad news, guys.
Bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America.
Why is it bad news from? Why are we still threatening Iran? Bad news, guys. Well, I think it's bad news for Iran versus the United States. What is going on? What are we doing here? Why is Israel not agreeing with America on a ceasefire? Why is America trying to push a ceasefire and push peace? But then Israel's like, no, bump that. Fuck what you talking about. We still gonna be bombing and whatever because we gotta protect whatever the heck they're trying to protect. The whole thing is crazy to me. Like, what are we doing here? Let me back it up. So he went over there trying to like figure out how to create some peace, and honey, they're not trying to hear it because we tried to do a ceasefire, and guess what? Israel said bump that. So let's go.
Bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could. And they have chosen not to accept our terms.
Precisely what have they rejected here? Can you help us understand it a little bit?
Well, I won't go into all the details because I don't want to negotiate in public after we've negotiated for 21 hours in private. But the simple fact is that we need to see an affirmative commitment that they will not seek a nuclear weapon, and they will not seek the tools that would enable them to quickly achieve a nuclear weapon. That is the core goal.
You want to focus on them not having a nuclear weapon. Meanwhile, Israel is bombing the crap out of them. Why don't you seek that Israel stop bombing them and maybe they won't be looking for a nuclear weapon? Yeah, I think you're talking to the wrong people. You need to be over there talking to Israel. What are we doing? We need to make sure they're not going to look out for a nuclear weapon. Well, honey, if I'm getting bombed to smithereens by you and your compadres, you can't come and say, well, listen, in order for us to stop messing with you, you can't want to protect yourself or do anything to like get any like weapons to actually. So you just need to like just be completely, just let us just do whatever and let us take over your land and whatever. This is the most craziest thing. Oh, they was not agreeing on not letting us letting them have a nuclear weapon. Why wouldn't they want to have that? That would probably be the only thing that would stop anybody from attacking them so hard. Like, what is going on? Like, you want to say they tried to do a peace treaty. People kept bombing them. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, listen. And I'm not here on any side, Iran. I'm just going about what I'm seeing on the news. What it appears, what I'm seeing is that we had a ceasefire. Other people didn't agree with that we are allies with. Why are not we in congruency with the people that even helped us, that even drug us into this whole thing? Why are not we already having a conversation with them and say, okay, listen, we're going to cease fire, and they comply with it, the people that we're working with? Why? I don't understand what's happening here. Let's go.
The President of the United States, and that's what we've tried to achieve through these negotiations. Again, their nuclear program, such as it is, the enrichment facilities that they had before, they've been destroyed. But the simple question is, do we see a fundamental commitment of will for the Iranians not to develop a nuclear weapon, not just now, not just 2 years from now, but for the long term? We haven't seen that yet. We hope that we will.
Wait, you're saying that there is no more Israel. They destroyed it all. Interesting, right? I don't know. I didn't know that. So let's look into this. This is a take that I thought was interesting, right? So Netanyahu is deceased. Now I did see like that whole thing where it looked like it was like using AI. So who's making the decisions then for Israel? Is it are we like puppeting and pretending like Israel's saying this and doing that, and like what's happening then? If Netanyahu is deceased, who is making decisions to continue to bomb, even though you have Trump over here saying that we want peace and we want a ceasefire? What's going on here? If that's the truth, then what is happening here? Yes, American media is very censored, and that is exactly what's happening. And I'm going to cover that as well. We're on our own. Okay, interesting. I'm trying to understand what's happening here. So let's go about this video I did run into, and I thought it was very interesting. Let's check this out.
Okay, so what if Trump is not an idiot? What if losing the war in Iran is exactly the plan? Let me show you something the media will never tell you. So everyone is saying Trump is destroying America. He is fighting an unwinnable war in Iran. He is threatening to invade with ground troops. He is pissing off NATO by threatening Greenland. He is picking fights with Canada, Mexico, Denmark, Colombia. JP Morgan says the world will run out of oil by mid-April. The global economy is about to collapse. Trump looks like the worst president in history, a complete buffoon, right? But what if that's the whole point? What if Trump wants to lose the war in Iran? What if he wants the American empire to collapse? What if he wants to destroy the global economy? Then he would be a genius. Let me explain. Right now, the world gets 20% of its oil from the Middle East. Japan gets around 75% from the Middle East. India gets around 60%. China gets around 50%. Europe is also heavily dependent. But here's the thing, oil is not rare. Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves. Canada has massive reserves. United States has massive reserves. Trump just took over Venezuela in January. He's threatening to take over Canada. You see where this is going. If Trump closes the Strait of Hormuz by fighting Iran, the Middle East oil stops flowing. But North America is still pumping. Suddenly Europe, China, Japan, South Korea, they all would need American oil. And not just oil, fertilizer too. The nitrogen for food production also comes from the Middle East. If that's cut off, where do they turn? There are only two options, North America and Russia. Trump is making the entire world dependent on the resources he controls. Now here is the genius part. Who owns the most US debt? Who's financing America's $39 trillion? It's Japan, China, Taiwan, South Korea, UK, France, Belgium, and Luxembourg, the same countries that need Middle East oil. There's been this fear that these countries would stop buying US Treasury bonds, that they would move to gold or Swiss francs, that America's Ponzi scheme would collapse. But now they need American energy. They need American resources. They can't abandon the dollar. They are trapped. Trump just turned America's biggest weakness, its debt, into its greatest weapon. By starting an unwinnable war in Iran, he's forcing the entire world to depend on North America. This isn't new. Putin already proved that this strategy works in Ukraine. Russia has been fighting for 5 years. It's a slow grind, but it has restructured Russia's entire economy around war production, drones, ammunitions, and military manufacturing. Russia went from importing Iranian drones to making their own and now exporting them to Iran. Putin's plan was that the world is collapsing anyway, so why not build a fortress, make Russia self-sufficient, control the resources, and weather the storm? America saw this and said, we can do the same. Greenland for rare earth minerals, Canada for oil and resources, Venezuela for oil reserves, Mexico for manufacturing, Panama Canal for trade control. So maybe Trump is not being reckless. He is actually building a self-sufficient North American fortress while the rest of the world burns. So yes, Trump looks like an idiot. Yes, he's losing the war in Iran. Yes, he's destroying the global economy. But if the goal was to end the American empire and rebuild it for Americans, to make the world dependent on US resources while everyone else collapses, then Trump might go down as the greatest American president in history. Maybe the New World Order is dead, and maybe we are heading towards a Trump world order.
That's crazy. So maybe we are heading not into a new world order, but a Trump world order. What do y'all think of that? So Leving says, I really wish I knew how to come up and talk to you because there's some definite things that I want to say about all this bull that is going on. Well, listen, I just put the StreamYard link in the chat. Let me try to, if you're having trouble clicking it, let me try to pin it because I don't know why you can't click it. So let's see what might be happening. Let me try to. But yeah, like the whole thing is crazy. So while I'm like trying to figure that out, let me just at least go to the next video. Let's go to the next thing, okay? Because there's a lot going on that people are not even thinking about it, like, so the Trump is out. He's also blasting the media. Let's go.
President Trump stirring the pot among conservatives by posting a fiery rant against 4 prominent right-wing commentators on Thursday afternoon. Trump held nothing back, not that he ever really does, when he called out Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones.
Those 4 had all voiced opposition to the war in Iran, which appears to be what set Trump off. His long Truth Social post reads in part, quote, "They're stupid people. They know it. Their families know it. And everyone else knows it too. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity," end quote. Trump then went on to single each of them out. He brought up how Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox News in 2023 and how Megyn Kelly accused him of making demeaning comments toward women when she was moderating a 2015 Republican debate.
He also called Candace Owens crazy for suggesting that the First Lady of France, Brigitte Macron, was born a man. Can't really argue with him there. And he blasted Alex Jones for his conspiracy theories about the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting being a hoax. Yeah, fair point. All 4 personalities, Trump says, are not MAGA anymore. He concluded the post with, quote, "MAGA is about making America great again. And these people have no idea how to do that, but I do, because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world." President Donald J. Trump.
Wow.
Carlson, Kelly, Owens, and Jones were all prominent supporters of Trump at one time or another, but more recently, they've began to criticize aspects of his administration, especially the war in Iran. As of Friday morning, 2 of the 4 have offered public responses to the post. Alex Jones wrote on X, quote, "I have made it very clear that I am no longer support Trump, and I'm very thankful to him for making it clear that I have nothing to do with him. The new Trump is a rotting husk of the old Trump. I hope 47 enjoys Mark Levin being his spirit animal," end quote.
Crazy, guys. Crazy. So I'm trying to pin so people can come up and talk about this. This is not about, make America great again. Shouts out. Okay. I just pinned the link. So if you get a chance, go ahead and click the link if you want to come up and give me some insight that I might not know. I'm not this whole thing is crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand why, All right, so Diane says, "Be nice if that's possible for you to do. Don't call names. What are you in grade school?" Is she talking about somebody else? I haven't called nobody a name. He hijacked the global world order to take over and said, "I'll just make myself king of the world." That's what Obliviously Gifted said. Okay, so all right, so Diane said, "This is a nightmare. I never thought I would see this in my life." And me either, okay? Who is this idiot? Okay, hit the link. If you have a problem, if you think you know more than I do and you could break it down, hit the link, okay? Hit the link. And if you can't hit the link, okay, type in StreamYard.com and then type in these letters in your Chrome browser, YouTube, UT3MB6BD5S, and come and say something, because I'm confused. I don't understand what's happening. Why is this happening like this? And then now he's attacking people like us, content creators, and saying that we need to be quiet, whatever. And he has enough time, right? Meanwhile, he's going to have a UFC fight, by the way, if you want to get your tickets. There's going to be a UFC fight on the Capitol. Which I don't understand. How do you have time to put together a whole UFC match on the Capitol when we're in the middle of world war? Okay, what's going on here? Okay, if you guys are not aware of the UFC fight, I will bring that up next. But let's hear the rest of what's happening with where he's attacking certain media. Let's go.
And Candace Owens wrote, quote, "It may be time to put Grandpa up in a home." Well, this is all quite a fracas. You're
My
the
favorite part of this is that you agreed twice with President Trump.
I know. It is extraordinary. I don't think I've, in all my time of doing Rising, I'm not sure I've ever agreed with him twice within 2 paragraphs.
Back to back, right
Exactly.
there.
Yeah, but I mean, Candace and the Brigitte Macron stuff is crazy stuff, and I mean, much more. I find the Alex Jones, Sandy Hook stuff vastly more offensive.
Of
I mean,
course, yes.
we'll get into the lighter parts of this in a second, but Alex Jones and Sandy Hook. I mean, parenthood suffered unimaginable grief, and he's coming out with that nonsense.
Oh,
I mean,
I agree.
that's horrendous.
I totally agree.
Anyway.
But this is a bit of Trump reaps what he sows.
Mm.
He's always he built his brand on being a big, brash, outspoken voice. And in that, he's helped bring up other big, brash, opinionated people. But it's clear Candace Owens jumped the shark a little while ago. She has kind of fully lost, I think, a touch with reality when she used to be a really
Honey, everybody has lost touch with reality. It's everything is crazy. It's not just Candace Owens. The whole thing is crazy. This whole thing is crazy. This whole thing is crazy, especially this. Check this out.
Fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House.
Look at this.
We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House.
The fighters are going to walk out of the Oval Office.
We're literally going to take over Washington, D.C. that week.
Yes, the UFC is really heading to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue this summer on President Trump's birthday, no less. But what does a night of fights on the White House lawn even look like? Here's absolutely everything that you need to know about the bizarre spectacle. President Donald Trump dropped Jaws at the kickoff of America 250 in July of last year when he first announced the unprecedented event as part of the year-long celebrations.
He's like, I think we should do a fight here at the White House. And I was like, okay, I'm in.
What? So while all this is going on, all this mayhem, he is going to host a UFC fight at the White House? Is it going to be in the ballroom? Is that why he's putting together? Is it going to be? I mean, what are we doing here? Like, what's more important, sir? But I guess he had to keep his word. He probably didn't know that he was going to be, fighting with Iran during this time. But don't you think it's like a national security threat to have a UFC fight at the White House? UFC at the White House. But this is a real thing. I saw the flyers for it. Someone sent it to me. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring up the flyers. It's a real thing. Shouts out to listen. And as much as he drives me insane, but man in the high castle, like the high top, man in the castle, he sent it to me. I couldn't believe my eyes when he sent it to me. Hold on, let me I couldn't believe it. June 14th on Sunday, and it's going to be aired on Paramount Television. Hold on, let me find the flyer. Because I couldn't believe it when I was like, man, are my eyes deceiving me? Please tell me this is not true. Like, why would we be doing this? Why would this be even existing? Like, what is going on? But very much so. There is going to be, hold on, let me get the flyer. I found a way to send it to. All right, let me just go ahead because I just want to just be clear that this how just insane this whole thing is, that while we're at war and we're trying to create some kind of a, what I'm saying, child. We're trying to keep the peace and this, that, the other, and trying to make sure that we, whatever. I don't even know what to even say about this. Hold on. Let me see if I can upload it to this right here so I can show it. Because I couldn't believe when I saw this. I said, what? Like, what? Why is this important? Like, why are we doing this? Like, hold on. Let me see if I put it on here and see. Okay. Let me share the tab. Look at this. Look at that. It's a real thing. The most historic sporting event. Hold on. Let me bring it up. Make it bigger. Look. You see this? On Trump's birthday. Hey, what's up, Army vet? What it really is that almost computer illiterate. I don't really understand how to connect to the lives, but trust me, I will read and find out. Yeah, just look it up on YouTube and look at a video and just follow the directions. But yeah, let's get into this. So this is the up and coming UFC fight. Shouts out to the man in the high castle who gave me this information. He's gonna be there. He's getting he's gonna be in the house and he's gonna like give it, hopefully he'll give us some footage from there, because I sure as hell I don't want to go there. I'm like, that's a security risk. I don't know if Trump is going to be there, but to me, this seems very like during a time like this seems to be the last thing we should be doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, why are we doing this? They should have like postponed it. So Taporia and Gaith J, or whatever this person is going to be fighting Pereira and Gain June 14th on Sunday, and it's going to be on Paramount. It's going to be sponsored by Crypto.com and the Ram car. The other people on the ticket will be O'Malley and Zahabi, Ruffy and Chandler, Nikal and Babkas, Lopez and Garcia. Yeah, it's called UFC Freedom 250. This is what's happening. While there's a whole war and nuclear threat of like nuclear annihilation, we're also at the same time planning a UFC fight on the Capitol lawn. What the fuck is going on, you guys? I don't know what to take serious. I'm like, which one should I believe that's going to happen? Are we going to bomb Iran, or are we going to have a whole UFC fight and a celebration on the Capitol lawn? Because if you really want to make this, you don't want to mess up the UFC. You done already got everybody crunk about UFC. People buying their tickets, they doing this. So, all right, would you want to mess that up? All the money that probably is going to come from like just doing this, and you being the first president to bring a UFC fight to the Capitol with a threat of nuclear annihilation? Like, I don't understand. Like, which one is it? You understand? It's crazy to me. Okay. I'm trying to understand what's happening here. And this might be 100% reasonable to a person that really is down for Trump. But let's go. Let's talk about what's really happening here. Let's go.
Let's start off with Tucker Carlson, who has been in absolute free fall with Republicans. I mean, just take a look at this. Look at this trend line. Tucker Carlson's net favorable. Back in March of 2024, when he and Donald Trump were very close friends, look at this. He was at plus 54 points. Look at where he is today at only plus 7 points among Republicans, and that includes GOP-leaning independents. I mean, that is a drop of what, 47 percentage points.
Why is Tucker Carlson even like a factor in this whole thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are they putting him on a poll similar to the polls that they use for people in Congress and that's running for office? Why? I think that the GOP is expecting for Tucker Carlson to run for president or run for some major office. That's what I think is happening. Because why is he even on this poll like this? Why is he on this? You understand what I'm saying? I only thought that like presidents and people in Congress gets put up to these polls. Tucker Carlson is a media person. So let's kind of go. Let's go.
Friends, look at this. He was at plus 54 points. Look at where he is today at only plus 7 points among Republicans, and that includes GOP-leaning independents. I mean, that is a drop of what, 47 percentage points.
So I wanted to follow up on the MAGA war that has been going on for some time. And now I just feel like everyone's playing their parts. And I'm going to show you exactly why. I mean, I have a lot of reasons. I have not exposed it, just the levels of things I'm seeing. And a lot of people with discerning eyes, discerning spirits are seeing the same thing. Because I've told you, we are in the last days, and the collapse right now, not just of the energy infrastructure, the food supplies, fertilizer, medication, all of that been purposely hit during this war that's not a war, the Strait of Hormuz, all, it's just, it all leads to what I've told you is the B system, the New World Order, the Great Reset, right? I've played a documentary that goes over this very thing, guys. Like, and this isn't religious people or anything like that. No, these are experts that are talking about the global agenda to bring the world into one world order. And it may seem like, why would someone purposely try to collapse that? Why would they try to purposely collapse America? Why would they purposely try to collapse MAGA, Donald Trump's base? Why would they do this on purpose? Well, whatever strategy they have, this is what they're moving towards. And this is why I take politics and all of this stuff with a grain of salt. But anyway, so this is Tucker Carlson, and this is interesting, right? He says, I've always liked Trump and still feel sorry for him as I do for all slaves. This is what he said on Newsmax, or to Newsmax. He's hemmed in by other forces. He can't make his own decisions. It's awful to watch, as though Trump is not his own person, or he can't make his own decisions, as though there's some outside force or people that are forcing him to do it. Now, people have different theories of it. They say, is he paid off? Is it blackmail? Is it whatever? And I told you, you have to raise your level of consciousness. You have to think outside of what the normal thing is. Whatever everyone's talking about, that's never it. That's never it. Our entire history is a lie. I've told you, just start with the World's Fair. Some of the things I've shown with it, it makes no sense at all. Nothing. And people do not make it to a certain level on the news or a certain level of podcaster without being, in my opinion, placed there, right? And there is controlled opposition. And so you have to open your eyes and really see the big picture. But this is what I just said, that as I do for all slaves. Then he says slaves, and then I saw this. Look at this. I think this is the one. Hold on. Here it is. You will most certainly die a slave, Candace Owens to Trump, using the exact same language. It feels like talking points.
Yep.
Does it? I'll play this quick clip. So we can hear it.
You can't take money and things and stuff with you when you go, just your soul. And you sold yours for what? Another gilded ballroom? Let me be perfectly clear when I say this. Charlie Kirk, he died free. You will most certainly die a slave. Okay? You are in chains right now, and the entire world can see that perfectly. At best, what you can hope for in this moment is that maybe one day upon the college campuses that you so deeply cherish, they'll teach all about your now tarnished legacy as the perfect modern day example of Plato's allegory of the cave.
It's just none of them
performative. It don't even have to be that much words. Performative. But let me tell you what is happening in the background while all this BS is going on, while you're focusing here on the war and on all this back and forth that they're having, or they're taking away the rights of the content creators and this and that, the other. Let me show you what is happening that you guys are not paying attention to. And this is insane when you think about it. Just check this out. Because I don't think people are looking at this. What? Look at this. Hold on. Let me go for. Let's go. Oh shoot! Where's the sound?
And all that stuff, but here you go. Enough for the liberals. We are the political orphans. It seems like I'm having microphone problems. I'm having camera problems. I'm having screen problems. So it looks like it never ends. And
let's go into it.
You guys, so I can look at you when I'm talking. Stops working. My mic was muted.
It's okay.
Portion, yeah. So they explained the Atlantic Canada tick and all that stuff. But here you go. Risk areas are growing, Millen told CTV News. By phone, it is not exactly It is not going to stop anytime soon because it's really driven by climate warming.
Of course, everything is. Everything is. Like as Claire Robitaille says, it's not climate change. It was all the snow cover. Yes, but do you know what caused all the snow cover, Claire?
Climate change.
It was global warming.
Climate change. Different climate. In 2019 and again in December 2025, Congressman Chris Smith.
All right, I'm trying to go into how
some claim.
So there's like this. All right, this is what it says. It says the worst tick season yet. Pfizer has your back because there is now going to be a meat allergy from the ticks. Because you know where do ticks hit? Ticks, that means all your cows and all your animals. Where do they ticks, right? And like I said, people are saying that their farms, they're finding boxes on their farms full of ticks. And then the ticks are in all your fruits and vegetables and also in your meat. And then what's happening is that now Pfizer has this new allergy like inoculation, like a new vaccine for the ticks, guys. So now there's this new vaccine so that you don't get sick off the ticks that are in the meat. So while you're looking over here, this is what's happening in the food, guys. Let's go.
There's funding being used to study ticks linked to alpha-gal syndrome, and that's exactly what we're talking about. And what is one of the things that we hear all the time from the people in power, the WHO, is reduce the amount of meat that we eat.
That's why this is so like how convenient, right? That you've got just this brand new disease that happens to target a very specific narrative or a very specific solution to a problem that there are some people that have been pushing this for a while. So it's very interesting, right? It'd be like if
all right. So it says if people can no longer eat beef, pork, or lamb, who benefits? Those heavily investing in plant-based meat, lab-grown alternatives, guys. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get away from actual livestock and then be able to push the lab meat onto us by infesting all of the meat with ticks that have some type of a thing that would create an allergy in it. And then Pfizer has the vaccine, but eventually the whole objective is to get us away from eating any kind of,
there was a disease that made it so that a nation's borders were completely open and anyone could flow in and be like, that's very interesting, right? Like it's so interesting that there's this disease that the consequence of this disease happens to line up perfectly with a certain interest group's intentions. I think you always need to raise your eyebrows a little bit when you see that.
And you see it right here. So the alpha-gal makes people allergic to beef, pork, and lamb. Yeah, well, interesting. I don't know if I use the word interesting when I don't know what else to say, because it is definitely not the word I would like to use. It is not necessarily interesting, but here is a quick video I should show about this. Just give me a second here. Hold on. I thought I had a video for this right here. Yeah, I think it's right. That's the one right here. Super quick. It's like 45 seconds long. I just like to see.
Listen, guys. I mean, people have becoming vegetarians and everything like that too. But here, if the ticks are in the vegetables, and then they make it so that you can't. So it's attacking our food. And I saw a whole thing. Go watch this thing called The Esoteric Agenda. Go on YouTube. It's called The Esoteric Agenda. And it's going to break this whole thing about how they're going to begin to attack the food. This documentary came out in like the 2010 sometime. And everything that, I swear to goodness, everything that was in this documentary is coming to pass. And the people that they were talking about this in like the the early the 90s. And they first said that they're going to attack the food. It's going to make it so that you can't even get like no nutrition off of the food, right? Because they're trying to manufacture meat in some kind of weird way. They're trying to print meat out on printable, like 3D printing meat, you know, and I think they've already been doing that. I don't know, but let's go. Let's
Anything that's red meat. And listen to Mayo Clinic just talking about this like it's business as usual. It's totally normal. Listen to this.
Alpha-gal is a short abbreviation for galactose alpha-1,3 galactose. It's a sugar moiety that is found on non-primate mammalian meats.
Meats like beef, pork, lamb, and venison.
People that have alpha-gal syndrome after getting a tick bite develop an allergy to meat. And specifically, it's all mammalian meat except for primate meat.
Meaning poultry, fish, and seafood are excluded. In the U.S., you can mostly blame the Lone Star tick.
The Lone Star tick is named as such because it has a white-yellow dot on its back on the female, which is said to look like a lone star.
Symptoms can start 2 to 4 hours after eating meat with alpha-gal sugars.
It could be mild, such as hives, swelling around their mouth, but it could also be quite severe.
Dr. Pritt stresses that the best prevention is avoiding ticks altogether.
So great recommendation. The way that you don't get alpha-gal is by not being in contact with ticks. Wow. Thanks a lot, genius. But here's the video.
Not going outside. How do you not get in the summertime? Not get what if they're like in swarms in your garden and your lawn and everything? How do you not get bit by a tick? Because the way that they're like what they're saying is like a swarms of ticks. So here's the thing: we're being attacked from a STD rate with their pushing. They're saying, okay, STDs. So stop screwing, stop eating meat, stop doing this. So they're using diseases and like allergies and all this stuff to do it. But meanwhile, we're focused on this war over here, but all this stuff is being kind of pushed out on the side that no one's paying attention to. And I know I'm not listen. Let me find, because I know I'm not listen. I need to find the thing about the ticks. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me find, because I want you guys to realize that this is not. I'm not just saying. Hold on. Okay, so let me just show you this. Here we go. Let me get this. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna share it. So they got the stupid song playing while it's going. All right. So what they're showing, if you look at this, what it's saying, farmers are finding boxes full of ticks right before Pfizer releases their Lyme vaccine. Because where does Lyme disease come from? Ticks. So they're already coming out with a vaccine. So they're releasing ticks and they're coming up with a vaccine for Lyme disease. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys are paying attention to this. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but look at this.
And this year are the most tick calls. Over the last 10 years, I'd say last year and this year are the most tick calls.
New Englanders are itching to get outside. But keep in mind, it's that time of year again.
Ringo, how many ticks do you have on you?
Just ask our own David Wade, who found more than a dozen ticks after taking his Golden for a walk.
That's when they call, once they see it on their dogs.
Johnny Larson of Green Mosquito has been fielding calls since the snow melted. He showed us the ropes at this home in Lexington, where I sprayed a natural cedar oil, and he used a more potent treatment. Attacking the leaf litter, brush, and wooded areas ticks thrive in, bringing some additional peace of mind for his growing customer base.
I have customers telling me of more and more diseases they learn about that they're concerned about. The main one obviously is Lyme.
And this year, state health officials are also monitoring a newer to our area tick-borne illness.
Alpha-gal is an emerging public health concern in Massachusetts.
Alpha-gal syndrome is a serious allergic reaction to red meat or dairy products, sparked by a bite from a Lone Star tick.
It's really that Cape and Islands area that's at greatest risk right now, but we unfortunately anticipate that tick is going to continue to expand northwards.
State epidemiologist Dr. Katie Brown says overall it's hard to track if the number of ticks is truly worse this year. But just know if you're outside.
Man, listen, anytime they're talking about this alpha-gal, come on now.
This winter's cold weather killed them, right? Well, not quite. In fact, many ticks were saved by this winter's snow.
It's like a warm blanket for ticks. They hide underneath the snow and they are protected.
Connecticut ticks, they're back with a vengeance. After a record year in 2025, Connecticut Agriculture Experiment Station says that in under 2 weeks, there have been more than 200 reported tick bites. In 2025, there were more than 6,000 reported bites. That's double the average. These early season ticks are almost exclusively black-legged ticks. Research shows more than 50% are carrying Lyme disease. Come this spring, 4 more tick species will arrive in Connecticut, each breed carrying different diseases. This winter's cold weather killed them, right? Well, not quite. In fact, many ticks were saved by this winter.
So the winter actually saved the ticks, and 50% of them carry Lyme disease, and now Pfizer has a vaccine for Lyme disease, and now there's a new disease called alpha-gal that when the tick bites you, you can't eat red meat. Come on, guys. Now, while this is happening, there's going to be a UFC fight, by the way, on the Capitol, June 14th. While this is happening, Trump is raging at reporters. You know what I'm saying? Trump is raging at content creators. And this is the focus right here. Let's go.
Tucker Carlson has also responded back to President Donald Trump in this little volleyball game they got going on. He responded to Trump's insults by asserting that Trump is currently getting blackmailed by Israel. So, Cenk, what are your 2 cents there?
Well, first of all, I think that that's certainly possible. So we'll talk about how possible that is in a second. But wait till you hear the even worse things Tucker Carlson said about him, to the point where even I was shocked. So Elliot, tell us about it.
All right. Well, yesterday, Trump called Carlson a broken man in need of a psychiatrist. Really great. Today's edition of the Tucker Carlson Morning Note reads, rather than engaging in petty name-calling, we want to give the president some grace. He is facing a lobbying campaign that is dark enough to make him abandon his campaign promises and morph into the precise kind of politician he once vowed to destroy. I think Tucker was almost trying to make a Star Wars reference, but decided not to at the very end. So what sort of lobbying campaign, you might ask? Establishment media never reports this, but the Israeli government has a storied history of blackmailing U.S. presidents.
Wow. Wow, guys. What?
Perhaps the most jarring example occurred in the 90s when Israel used recordings of a Bill Clinton-Monica Lewinsky phone sex session as leverage to pressure Clinton into releasing convicted spy Jonathan Pollard from prison. The phone sex story is worth remembering as President Trump attempts to end the Iran war. Like many other things Israel has done, it shows that America's, quote, special ally is willing to play very dirty to achieve its goals. Dark money campaign contributions, extortion, physical threats, and even assassination.
That's all I'm going to play about that. That's crazy. But I'm only going to do like 5 more minutes on this. Ticks, Pfizer vaccines, extortion, I mean, this sounds like the worst conspiracy movie ever in the history. And I have seen them all. But this right here it's like, what is happening? It's like conspiracy come true. You know what I'm saying? It is like your worst conspiracy theory movie, everything you could think of all in one. Honey, I'm seeing stuff about the Artemis and about they faking. I'm seeing stuff about everything. And I don't know exactly what to believe anymore. So I'm just going to say this. If you have a dog or a cat, be careful. There's a new tick that dog, when you walk that dog, that tick could get on that dog and then jump on you, bite you, and make you allergic to meat, red meat, lamb, this, that, the other. I don't exactly, there's a UFC fight. So if you guys just don't have nothing else to do, go get your tickets. Shouts out to the president. He got the whole UFC fight coming. So y'all go ahead and support his UFC fight. Go on ahead, get your Pfizer vaccine for the ticks. And pretty soon, I don't know how long all the social media content creators are going to last, because Trump is going after Tucker, he's going after Alex Jones, he's going after Candace Owens, and probably everybody else. So I listen, I didn't want to do this show. I don't want to talk about this. I want to talk about spirituality, because I think that's our best thing. If we get into spirituality and we get into our spirit, then we'll be able to make it through this. Because this is beyond just regular stuff that's going on here. This is crazy. Okay. So, and pretty soon I probably will not be able to talk about the ticks and the what's the disease they said that the ticks are causing. They're gonna probably ban that too, like they did the other thing. The VID. Won't be able to talk about the ticks, the little tick disease that's about to hit everybody, making them allergic to eat meat. Eat red meat or whatever. Not gonna be able to talk about like actual like printed out meat, and that they're trying to replace meat from dairy or dairy cows and lambs and whatever they come from farms. They want to replace that with like printed out, like glued together. Because I believe, this could have been what that Impossible Burger was. Remember the Impossible Burger? That could have just been a test. That's what it sounds like to me. They did the test. People liked it. They said, okay, you know what I'm saying? All right. This is 100% so-called vegan fake meat. And they said, okay, we can like replace meat with this. And so now let's just create like a situation to where we take away people eating meat. We take away the oil. They have to get electric cars. We make it hard for them to live in their houses that might be gas powered. They have to go into these 15-mile cities where everything is monitored and everybody's on like a system, right? I mean, I get it. People probably don't think that this can be true, but it sounds pretty like things are heading in this direction. So listen, I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. Thank you guys for watching so far. And please support the UFC fight coming up June 14th, Donald Trump's birthday. Okay. I'm not sure how much tickets are going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to be free or what, but yes, make America great again with UFC fighting. Okay. In the middle of a war. Okay. And I hope that you guys feel safe and feel loved and more power, much love to everybody here. Peace.
Just when I thought I couldn't find find my way out. Yeah, I search the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, way out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating the force and the power to live a better. Just know that love and joy and peace is one in all of the same space. That you were chosen just like I. That's right. Only you can make the change. Shine your head at you. Shine so bright from darkness to light. From darkness to light. Yeah. And you'll find your way.